Hello. Long time no see, I should say, because it's been well over a year. Oh. But I'm back, and I'll get on to plans in terms of video making later. It's really not that deep, but I'll discuss what's going to happen. But today the topic is this reel-out animation. Now, I've been honing my skills in Blender for like 3 to 4 years recently, and a lot of my art has been still hard surface images or landscape surrealist art, as opposed to like what's typically known for the 3D world of just making realistic shit or like really cool sci-fi, lots of bloom, lots of everything, that stuff, which all respectful, like I love that kind of stuff, but I prefer to do more surreal stuff, like that's sort of my plan with it. But I decided to give reel-out animation a try because I haven't done a lot of animations, and I've learnt the basics of it. It's not rocket science, but when you get into the like deeper stuff, it is a lot more complicated. Like the way I did it here is probably not the ideal way of doing it, really. It was very stupid of me to hand animate everything with keyframes and stuff like that, because pretty much the way you would do it is through graph editing, and like you would bring this wire and you'd pull it down, and that's pretty much the basics of it. I've no idea what I'm talking about, by the way. I've not touched animation properly. That's why I did it, the only way I knew I could do it. But yeah, for the first time I've ever tried it, I think it turned out pretty well. Of course, I'm all here for feedback, so if you want feedback, you can put it in the comments, I guess. The thing with this one was it took me, I think, 4 hours, which is longer than I normally would take for anything on Blender. But that's because, and I'll use the scientific description of this, that's because the process has a lot of aspects that you need to fuck around with, instead of just a straightforward process of point A to point B. For example, the shell casing was probably the hardest part about the entire thing. It sucked because I wanted to do a rigid body simulation and that didn't work, and I had to do it again. I retried it, I got closer. It came to a point where it looked more realistic, but it didn't look good. So I ended up opting for the easiest and probably the most unnecessary way of doing it, hand animating it, but it took me 2 seconds. Like literally it was a point A to point B thing. Grab it here, put it there, and then make it spin around. I know my descriptions are very perfect, and it'll help anyone who's trying to learn it, but this video is not like made to try and teach you how to do it, because in no way am I a professional in this sort of world of animation. There's so much more people who are better at this sort of thing. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Better than I expected, I guess. Because originally, I didn't want it to be your stereotypical first test animation of the hand just goes up and it pulls down and then goes forward. I wanted to look more realistic, and I think it helped with the accidental jitteriness of my terrible animation skills of trying to make it perfectly attached to the gun, but it's all separate. The jitteriness in the hand and the shotgun made it look more realistic, and I tried to, like, if the hand moved, the gun would move. That's what I tried doing, and it turned out really better than I expected. But yeah, it's a very difficult thing, animation, but I recommend people, if you're starting out, watch tutorials. Don't do what I did and just wing it. But there'll be more of this to come. I don't want to turn this into games. I don't want to make games. I don't really want to get into games. I just wanted to do it as like a test, because I always love watching them. And of course, it's not as good as the industry standard that you'll find in games like The Finals or like COD or something like that, or even these brilliant animations you'll find on YouTube of people doing like Halo reloads. It's nowhere near as good at all, but it's definitely better than I had expected, and I'm really happy with that element of it. So that's it. That's pretty much the method of this. It was as simple as grabbing the hand and animating it with my hand, basically. I didn't have any reference with this. I probably should have. I tell a lie. The only reference I had was the shotgun shell, like moving out. I watched another, like a coincidentally, a soldier TF2 animation of someone using a shotgun. It's really awesome. Yeah, so I'm gonna continue doing that sort of stuff, and of course, quick segue into the next topic. I'll make more Blender speed renders and stuff like that of stuff that I do, because I'll definitely be making more 100%. Which moves on to the next topic of videos. Now, as you know, I haven't made a video in quite a long time, and for good reason. School. that's really it. That's the main culprit of why I haven't. The main reason is more of a personal thing of when I made the channel, it was in COVID, and I love films and I love editing videos and stuff like that, so it was more just an outlet of testing my ability of doing that stuff. I'm very happy with how my channel turned out and getting to 100, but I don't care too much for what's happening in the future for it. But pretty much the video quality will get better. I'll post more this year. I didn't post anything last year, but I'll post more this year. It won't be few and far between, so don't worry, and it won't be anything like that. Not that you're worried. But yeah, so that's sort of the plan. The videos will be better, edited better pacing, and there'll be a variety of different videos like animation, speed renders, game videos, but that's pretty much the plan. Yeah, so no need to stress, because I know you guys are stressing and calling for me, oh, come back. I'm not in any way famous, so it's really not a big deal to me. And even if I was, I think I'd still have the mantra of I'll just upload when I upload, which was pretty much the given from day one. It was always going to be upload from when I feel like it. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and enjoy this little slideshow of some of my favorite renders I've made in the last year or so. Anyway, see ya.